Hello everyone, welcome to CyberLab. This is the fifth video on Windows Server series. So today I'm going to show you how to configure the DHCP server in Windows Server 2016. So now we have done AD, DNS, separate DNS and organization unit. So after those things I'm going to show you how to configure the DHCP server. So I have created two Windows Server machines, and one is DHCP, another have AD DS DNS. That means Active Directory Donor Service and DNS in same machine. So let's see IP addresses. In here you can see our Active Directory IP address 192.168.10.10. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Default gateway 192.168.10.1. Okay. Now in here I have configured the first part on DHCP machine, computer name and IP address. In here you can see our IP address is 192.168.10.12. Subnet mask 255.255.0. Sorry, 255.255.255.0. Default gateway 192.168.10.1 and preferred DNS 192.168.10.10. This is the IP address of the Active Directory because our DNS server is in the Active Directory. So this Active Directory IP is the DNS IP. Let's cancel this. Okay. Let's add the DHCP server. Manage, add roles and features. In here, next, click next and click next. Add the DHCP server role, add feature, click next, and restart destination server install. So now feature is installed. We have to configure the DHCP server. Close this, and in here this flag notification. Click complete DHCP configuration. Click commit and close. Okay, now we have DHCP server. I'm going to open the DHCP manager. So in here, what we're going to is make a new scope. In DHCP Hogwarts, IPv4, right click and select the new scope. Okay, in here, click next. Now we have to give a name for the scope. I'm going to name it Wizards. Hogwarts. Click next. In here, IP address range. So we are in the network. Now we have to give the IP range. In start IP address, I'm going to type the first IP of my selected IP range 192.168.10. I'm going to start it with 50 and end IP 192.168.10.100. This is my last IP, so I have 50 IP address. Our length is 25. Subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. Click next. In here, add exclusion and delay. If we have a printer or firewall or something like that in our network, and the IP address randomly change, that's problem. So what we are going to do is add a static IP for them, so that we have to reserve some IP from our IP range, and I'm going to add 10 IPs for our printers, firewalls, stuff like that. I'm going to start it 192.168.10 dot okay 90, and our end IP is 192.168.10.100. I'm going to add it and click next. In here, this duration, this window, what this window tells us is how much duration we give the IP address for the user. So if we leave it to 8 days, it's problem. That problem is if someone came and they connect their phone to our network and leave, so we can't access the IP for 8 days, because in here you can see it's 8 days. So I am going to change it 0 day and 9 hours. So what now happen is someone came and connect their phone or laptop and they access the IP address for 9 hours. After 9 hours, I have the IP address, or if they still in the address, they will assign a new IP address. I'm going to click next. In here, yes, I want to configure this option now. In here, our default gateway 192.168.10.1. Add this, click next. In here, leave this window default, click next. You don't need to change in here anything, click next. Yes, I want to activate this scope now, click next, finish. So in here we can see our new scope. Scope 192.168.10.0 Wizard Hogwarts. Okay, in here what we are going to do is we are going to add a reservation. So right click this reservation and click new reservation. In here, reservation name, I'm going to name it as printer A. So if we have a printer, we're going to add this. I'm going to assign the IP 192.168.10.99 and MAC address. In here we need a MAC address for our network, so I'm going to give a MAC address. Currently now I don't have any printers in my network, so I'm going to make a virtual machine, Windows 10 machine, and add it IP address to this. So in here you can see I have Windows 10 machine, and I'm going to start the command prompt, and in here I'm going to type ipconfig /all. So let's see the details. This physical address means the MAC address. That's the address what we are going to type in here, and you can see IPv4 address. So we have 192.168.10.51 preferred. This is the IP address what we have now, and I'm going to change this IP address to 99 and leave it that. So let's type the MAC address 08 00 27 B2 2F 2D. So we have our MAC address now, and select supported types both. No need for description. If you want to add description, you can add it. I'm going to add this. Okay, close it, this window. Now we have our reservation. It is printer A. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to my Windows 10 machine and I'm going to type ipconfig all. So you can see my IP is still 192.168.10.51, and I'm going to type ipconfig space / release. What this command do is, this command will release our all the IP address details, and now we need an IP address. So I'm going to add a new IP address. It will have do by this command ipconfig space / renew. Let's click enter. Okay, click enter. Now Windows IP configuration. Wait a couple of seconds. So now we can see our IPv4 address is 192.168.10.99. So we have this IP in here now. So let's see what happens if we release the IP and renew a new one. Release the IP, renew. So our IP is still 10.99. So this is the one step of configuration of the DHCP server. This is a separate DHCP server. We can add this DHCP server to the separate DNS server, or in the same Active Directory server, AD DS machine, or we can create a separate DHCP server like this. There are many ways. This is the one way. So this is all of DHCP configuration for now, and thank you for watching. If you have any question, comment below. I will answer it. Thank you.